And welcome back to the channel, guys. This is season 47 episode 24, and we're doing the second in a series of deep dives into a club. And for this one we've chosen Aardvark. And who and why Aardvark? Well, let me introduce you. If you know the Runnymede Rangers, then you've seen Aardvark around before, because they are in exactly the same division as we are. And they are, well, I class them as our main opponents. We're going to go a little bit into history, but it's uncanny how our fortunes are entwined, from the Oberliga all the way up to the Liga. And obviously, because we got promoted at the same times, we're featured in the Inter Cup as well. So we are meeting Aardvark a lot. They are staunch opponents. As you can see, look, they've played 12, won 12. So there's a lot to get into. So let's go straight onto the fact finding mission. Okay, fact number one. That is an aardvark. I didn't know that. I was getting confused between an armadillo and an aardvark. Apparently they live in Africa and they've got long snouts, so they root around for bugs and stuff like that. But the manager, Radev88, he's ranked 104, and the club currently is ranked 93 out of 1,000. Okay, so talked about history. So yeah, they've had a similar history to Runnymede Rangers in the fact that they've started out in the Oberliga. They've been up to the Bundesliga, those heady heights, and I'd say that their golden times were season 17 all the way up to season 30, and they suffered a long period of a vacant manager, and they've gone back down to the Oberliga, where the manager has picked them up, and they've gone bang 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 straight up to the Liga. So uncanny how that mirrors the Runnymede Rangers. Now let's go to their all-time records. They've won, let me move me up here, so they've won the League Cup once before, so they've got a history of that. But I want to look at these. So recent history, season 45 was when Radev picked them up, as when I picked up the Runnymede Rangers, and the same thing happened to us. So Norfolk Enchants has come in for Meerbot, who was an Aardvark player, and bought him for 68 million. So with the Runnymede Rangers in season 45, Norfolk Enchants came in and they bought Ghost, Ghost, who was a fullback. They bought him for 67 million off me. So the history is uncanny, and obviously after getting that money in, I was like a kid in a sweet shop in the transfer market, and it looks like that in season 46, Radev88 was also like a kid in a sweet shop, and he's made a few purchases and has put a lot of value in his squad, which we are just about to look at. But let's have a look at Radev88 first. So he looks to be a little bit of a journeyman in the fact that he's had 6 clubs since the IG relaunch, and obviously the last one being Aardvark, and he seems to stick around for about 6 months in each club, which is interesting because he started to manage Aardvark in April. It's October now, so that is 6 months. So will he stay or will he go? That's the question. I think he's going to stay because he's invested in a good squad, in the fact that we're going to look at that now. Oh, and his winning percentage is not a shabby 73%. So yeah, he can manage games well. And talk about the squad, here we are. So when I looked at this squad, the first thing that struck me was the age of the squad. So his oldest player is a goalkeeper who's 27 years old. So but now that's his oldest player, which is astounding. So he's got a very young squad, but obviously he's got a good squad, and I suggest he's got a good development squad as well. But if we go more into the big boys in the squad, then we'll see just how good a team this is. So this page is if you go into leagues and then you go into Liga, then this shows all the top value players in the league that we're in currently. And as you can see, Aardvark features quite a bit. Now, first one, Lingstrad. So Aardvark purchased him for a cool 24 million, as we saw in a couple of slides ago. Velasquez was purchased for around about 19 million. Let's have a look. Then we've got Rodchenko, purchased for another 18 million. And we've got Cortez, 18 million. And we've got Fulamumbo, which was nearly 12 million. So all in all, we're talking about 90 million of expenditure, which is a lot of money. And if I go through the wages, so done a bit of digging. So Lingstrad is on 15k a day. Velasquez is on 12. Rodchenko's on 9. Cortez is on 10. And Fulamumbo's on 10. So if you add them all up, it's 53k per day. But if you're looking at match days, I reckon with bonuses as well, we're talking about 80k per day. So there's quite a hefty wage bill considering he's got 18 other players to look after as well. So I'd love to be a fly on the wall on his finances. To see what state they're in, but we will go a little bit into that when we look at his stadium, because that might explain why he can do that. Okay, so just wanted to compare the squads. So really, you got Runnymede Rangers 70 plus. We got 1 60 plus. We got 1 midfielder. 50 plus. We got 8. Quite spread across the squad. 40 plus. We got 5. 30 plus. We got 5. Whereas you look at Aardvark, 70 plus, they haven't got any. 60 plus, they've got 5 players, so spread throughout the squad, and 50 plus, you've got 5 players. So I think this is where their strength is, because a majority of their squad is in the 60 to 50 range. And obviously back up, they've got quite a few players in the 40 plus, so that's where their strength lies, in the 60s and the 50s. Cool. And they've got youth obviously coming up in the 30 plus. So if we look at average, so squad size is 27 for Runnymede Rangers, average age 23. Squad size for Aardvark is 23, but average age is an astounding 21. So this is the team that's I think only going to get better in the future. And let's have a quick look at their stadium. So their capacity is 18,800, which means that they are starting to build Tier 2. So Tier 1's complete, and Tier 2, they've managed to build the North Stand and the South Stand, which are the two big ones. I think they're about 14 million each. So that's, so they've spent a lot of money on that to get a effective crowd of 18,800, which is almost twice that of the Runnymede Rangers, which perhaps goes towards some way of explaining that if they can afford the wage bill or not. Okay, so let's go into my final thoughts. Okay, let's make stuff a bit bigger. Okay, so Aardvark, the manager is obviously key. And he's got a history of jumping ship every 6 months, and it's 6 months now. So will he stay? Who knows? I think he will, because he's on a journey, same as me, and he's on his way to the Bundesliga. So I don't think he will jump ship before he reaches the Bundesliga. We're clubs with similar history. Our future's almost like fate. We're going to be entwined from where we started, and if we keep going the way we're doing, we are going to see a lot of each other in the next coming seasons. And obviously when we hopefully get to the Bundesliga, It's a small world, so I wouldn't bet. We're in the Inter Cup as well. We'll probably play each other in the German Cup, so our futures are definitely entwined. The squad, I think, in Aardvark is only going to get better. So it's a good stage now, and as these younger players come through, then I think, his team is only going to get better, and of course he's going to strengthen and probably get new additions in the transfer market as well. Finances wise, I'd love to see what his finances are. Obviously, he spent a lot on players, but he's got a high wage bill to boot. Whether the stadium capacity covers that, I wouldn't know. But I thought, it goes into the majority of paying the wages for the players. Who knows? It's just that it's good to know who your opponents are and where they're coming from, and it will be good to see, how our futures progress in It's a Goal over the next few seasons. But I think Aardvark is going to play a major part of Runnymede Rangers' failure or success, so it was good to go into a deep dive. So guys, if you got any comments you want to make about Aardvark and the facts that I'm throwing at you, then please put them in the comments. And while you're down there, consider subscribing, smash the like, and if you like this content, I'll see you on the next one. Cool. And remember, don't just tune in, join in on itsthegoal.org. Thanks for watching.